Yo, what's up guys? You got PokeaimMD here with another competitive Pokemon Sun and Moon Moveset video guide analysis, whatever you want to call it. This time we're going to be talking about Nihilego. Now, Nihilego, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right, because every single time I say this thing, Nihilego, or, it's pronounced from the Latin word nihil, which means blah blah, and then ego, which means blah blah. Every single time I pronounce it, whether it's Nihilego, whatever, people give me like 4 different pronunciations in the comments, and then they break down every single word. So I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but hopefully you can get past that and we keep going. Hopefully I can get past that. Obviously it seems like I didn't, but Nihilego is a really cool Pokemon. Rock and Poison, such a cool typing. Being resistant to, I think one of its main and best resistances is the fact that, especially with Gen 7, the fact that it is resistant to Fairy. It has base 109 HP, base 127 special attack, base 131 special defense, and base 103 speed. So amazing special attack, special defense, speed, HP, but really poor defense at base 47 and then base 53 attack. But we don't care about its attack. So this thing, having a resistance to Fairy, is really cool in a metagame where there are these Tapus running around, and this thing can actually check all of them just with this set in itself. But so the first set that we have right here, by the way guys, if you actually missed any of my previous moveset videos, there's a playlist, link is down below in the description. I encourage you to check that out. Also, I encourage you to follow me on Twitch and Twitter, links are down below. Keep up to date, know when I stream and whatnot. So the first set we have is the lead set. Now I think this is one of its most consistent sets. It's a very good stealth rocker, simply because that base 103 speed allows it to outspeed everything, pretty much all, not everything, but all the common stealth rockers. Garchomp, Mamoswine, Landorus, and if you want to go slower, Hippowdon, but obviously we outspeed those. So, and with the Focus Sash, it is able to live ground type attacks from all those mons. So the Stealth Rock set runs a Focus Sash. I believe Focus Sash is also the best item on Stealth Rock, just to ensure that you, basically on the Stealth Rock set, just to ensure that you always get them up. And again, Stealth Rock is of course the first move on the set. Next up we have Thunderbolt and Sludge Wave. I believe these moves are moves that should stay on the set no matter what. Sludge Wave is what lets you threaten a fairy type like Tapu Fini that wants to defog on you. It's just lets you threaten fairies in general, and it comes off so powerful from 353 special attack. And Thunderbolt allows you to deal with Pokemon such as Skarmory, Pokemon such as Celesteela, which would otherwise wall your poison coverage. Now, Power Gem, even though it is a second move, is definitely optional. It's a strong rock type attack that this mon does have. Base 80 comes off, again, pretty strong. It lets you 2 KO Pokemon like Mamoswine, but Grass Knot is also a very viable option on the lead set because it can 2 KO a Hippowdon, bring Mamoswine down to its Focus Sash, or knock it out if it's not Focus Sash. Another option on the Focus Sash lead set is Hidden Power Ice, and this allows you to smack Pokemon that would also set up Stealth Rock, such as Landorus, Therian Form, and Garchomp. So those are all very good options on the Stealth Rock set that Nihilego can run. But you can just run Power Gem again for just stab. Next up we have T-Spikes, and this is using Nihilego as a Stealth Rocker and a T-Spikes user. So again, running the Focus Sash, running the max speed, max special attack, Toxic Spikes, and Sludge Wave. Sludge Wave and Thunderbolt basically let you beat the defoggers. It lets you beat Skarmory, it lets you beat Tapu Fini, the main defoggers, Mandibuzz, Thunderbolt smacks that thing. Sludge Wave is hitting it hard anyway. You can also run, last move can beat Stealth Rock. I like Stealth Rock and Toxic Spikes on Nihilego, and I feel like with the Focus Sash, you're able to get those up because you'll live 1 guaranteed hit with the mon, and then if you're faster than the Pokemon, unless they have priority, you can set up another layer. So if you're using it as a T-Spiker, set up your T-Spikes first, and then maybe later set up Stealth Rock, or you can use it with teammates to set up Stealth Rock. But all of this is interchangeable, but the idea of this set is getting up T-Spikes, and I'll talk about teammates later. But next up we have Choice Scarf. Now, because of its speeds here, it outspeeds Pokemon such as Choice Scarf Garchomp, and that's huge. That means this thing functions as a really solid Choice Scarf user, especially with its ability Beast Boost, boosting its special attack by 1 stage every single time it gets a KO. Beast Boost, if you didn't know, it raises your highest stat by 1 stage. So because its special attack is its highest stat, you'll get a +1. You get a beast boost, as my boy PK would say. So the Choice Scarf set, Power Gem, Sludge Wave, Thunderbolt. We already mentioned why Thunderbolt's good. So Celesteela, Skarmory, Power Gem is nice, Marowak, just good stab in general. Sludge Wave is your strongest attack and lets you punish those fairies. Now Hidden Power Ice is also ran because, again, you're going to be able to get that Oko on Landorus, Therian form, Scarf Landorus. You'll be able to do a lot of damage to Garchomp and Bulky Landorus with 4 times effective Hidden Power Ice. I think Hidden Power Ice is the best Hidden Power to run on the Choice Scarf set, just because you're getting rid of the Pokemon that can otherwise resist your Sludge Wave, your Poison type attack. So next up comes the Specs set. Now, Specs, this thing has good special defense, so it actually doesn't usually go down. It can actually live a Greninja's Hydro Pump without a Focus Sash. But Specs hits incredibly hard. Again, stabs are here, Sludge Wave and Power Gem, Thunderbolt. Now, Hidden Power is up to you. You can run Hidden Power Fire or Hidden Power Ice. Hidden Power Fire, obviously, letting you get the KO on Scizor, letting you smack Ferrothorn for some 4 times effective damage. It really is up to you, and I already mentioned why HP Ice is used. Landorus Therian form, Garchomp. Actually, back when Landorus I was allowed in OU, HP Ice was really common on Choice Scarf and Nihilego because, I mean, why would a Landorus switch out? Why wouldn't it stay in? You're 4 times weak to ground with this mon, so why wouldn't it stay in? But since Landorus has fallen, I mean, Hidden Power is still just a great move to run on it. But Specs can also run, if you don't want to run Power Gem, you can run Grass Knot. Being able to pick up the KO on a Powdon, again, Mamoswine, Gashgardon, Pokemon like that, doing massive amounts of damage to those Pokemon with the Grass Knot. It really is up to you. I think these are probably its best moves. Sludge Wave, Power Gem, Thunderbolt, Grass Knot, Hidden Power. I think those are its main offensive options. There are other options that Nihilego can run. You can run a Life Orb, so a Life Orb offensive set, maybe an Assault Vest set. Thunder is also a cool option, especially if you're running Rain or even just in general. Like, it hurts. It hits hard, man. Spadef Celesteela does not appreciate taking a Specs Thunder from Nihilego. Trick Room is also an option. You can run like a bulkier set with like max special attack, max HP, modest, or quiet. It's not slow by any means at all. Like most Trick Room mons will be slower than you, but it allows you to abuse your 127 base special attack. I would run a Focus Sash set though on any type of lead Nihilego. I would definitely run a Focus Sash on it. Trick Room again is an option. Thunder Wave is also a support option. It does have cripple your opponents. And Clear Smog is also another cool option for Pokemon such as Combine, Tapu Fini. They combine it up enough. You go for that Clear Smog. You get rid of their special attack and their special defense boost, and you do live a Surf from that thing. You have very, very solid special defense. So you will live an unboosted Surf after going for that Clear Smog. So those are all options that Nihilego can run. Outside of that, Dazzling Gleam isn't really necessary. Acid Spray is kind of outclassed, I think, by Clear Smog. Versus like a Combine user, you might want to run Acid Spray. Drop their special D. That way you can beat them down, but if they're commented up, if you go for Clear Smog, they lose their stats anyway. It doesn't have good attack, so I wouldn't run something like Head Smash or anything like that. And the main hidden powers, like I said, I think running Hidden Power Ice or Fire are the main hidden powers worth going for. Thunderbolt is really nice again for the defoggers, Mantine, Pelipper, whatnot, Mandibuzz. And yeah, you can run Psychic, I suppose, but Psychic and Psyshock don't really hit much that Thunderbolt does. Thunderbolt plus Power Gem plus Sludge Wave does. Good teammates. I saw somebody mention this, so I'm going to make it a point to do this in the video itself. But these are all very good teammates, and I'll explain why. Magnezone is a really nice teammate, especially for Specs Nihilego, because Scizor, which would come in and Bullet Punch you and bring you down to your Sash or knock you out, because you are Specs, it would knock you out with Bullet Punch. Has to think twice about going for that Bullet Punch since you do have the Magnet Pokemon in the back. And then if you have HP Fire on Specs, you can just go for it, knock out the Scizor. Also being able to trap Celesteela and Skarmory, dealing with them, letting you spam your poison. Greninja is a very solid partner because it really appreciates the fact that, again, Nihilego gets rid of Pokemon such as Mantine, Pelipper, weakens Tapu Fini or gets rid of it, weakens Tapu Bulu, and Greninja appreciates being able to spam, especially Ash Greninja appreciates being able to spam its really strong Dark and Water type attacks when paired with Nihilego. Landorus Therian form can work as a nice U-turn on Mount. Basically, Landorus, if you go for rocks, you turn out into Nihilego, and your opponent has Tapu Fini that comes out, or even Skarmory or Celesteela. All of them, Landorus appreciates being able to U-turn around, bringing in Nihilego, and Specs can Thunderbolt all those, Sludge Wave. Also, this thing can resist the ground type attacks, or is immune to, rather, the ground type attacks that are aimed at Nihilego, and offensively they pair well together. Choice Scarf, Landorus, you turning on out of there. Your opponent's going to go out to Tapu Fini. Your opponent's going to go out to Celesteela. Your opponent's going to go out to Skarmory. And you bring in Nihilego, and you just plow through your opponent. Likewise with Tapu Bulu, it appreciates Celesteela, Skarmory being weakened, being dealt with. It appreciates, if it's running Specs, it appreciates the HP Fire Trap, smacking Scizor. So Tapu Bulu, Magnezone, Nihilego can be a pretty cool combination. Likewise, Tapu Bulu takes the Water and the ground type attacks, and with grassy terrain, Earthquake is doing less, so Tapu Bulu appreciates that being paired. And same thing with Scizor. Scizor appreciates the whole Celesteela. Same thing with Tapu Bulu. Like, offensively, they both appreciate Celesteela, Skarmory being weakened or gone, and this also helps Mega Scizor as well as Tapu Bulu. Tapu Bulu helps out with Ash Ninja, especially if it's Assault Vest, can take the hits that Nihilego couldn't. And Scizor helps out with Tapu Lele, which otherwise threatens Nihilego with like a Psychic and whatnot. But yeah, these are the teammates for Nihilego, and I hope you guys all enjoyed or learned something or whatnot. Feel free, of course, to follow me on Twitch and Twitter. Links are down below. You can subscribe and check out the playlist. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, friends.